Nobody could touch him. Not the volunteers, not the vet, not the two families who took him home and brought him back within a week. His name was Bramble, 8 months old, 22 pounds of half-grown Maine Coon pulled out of a collapsing barn in the Derbyshire Hills after the farmer died and nobody came back for the animals. He had survived the winter alone. 4 cats went into that barn in October, only 1 walked out in March. The rescue staff wrote 3 words on his intake card: handle with caution. They were not being cruel, they were being honest. Bramble did not hiss. That was the strange part. He did not swipe, he did not scream, he did not fight the towel when they carried him in. He simply refused to exist in the same room as a human being. Open a door and he was already gone. Reach a hand toward him and he dissolved into whatever shadow was closest. The first family lasted 5 days. They found him behind the washing machine on day 1 and never saw him again. The second lasted 9. The food disappeared at night. That was the only proof a cat lived there. Both times, the same sentence appeared on his file: returned, unable to bond. By August, he had been at the rescue for 11 months. Volunteers stopped putting his photo on the website. There was no point. And then, on a wet Tuesday in September, a man named Gordon Hale walked through the door. He was 61 years old, a retired postman who had walked the same 11 miles a day for 34 years until his knees and his employer agreed it was time to stop. His wife, Margaret, had died the previous February. He was not looking for a cat. He told the volunteer that twice, cap in his hands. He was looking for a reason to come home to something. They showed him the front room first, the friendly ones, the ones who climb into your lap before you have finished sitting down. Gordon smiled politely and kept walking. At the end of the corridor was a pen with a wooden crate in the corner. Inside the crate, 2 eyes, nothing else. 2 amber eyes in the dark, watching him without blinking. The volunteer sighed. That's Bramble. I wouldn't, honestly. He's been back twice. He doesn't want people. Gordon looked into the crate for a long time. Then he said something the volunteer never forgot. He doesn't want people yet. He sat down on the concrete floor, not to reach in, not to coax him out. He stayed 40 minutes saying nothing at all. He came back the next day and did it again, and the day after that. On the 11th day, Bramble came to the front of the crate and lay down, still 4 feet away, still watching, but out. Gordon signed the papers that afternoon. The first 3 weeks at home were exactly what everyone predicted. Bramble found the gap behind the washing machine and made it his country. Gordon did not chase him. He did not lure him with treats or force the bonding along. He did something else instead. Every evening at 7 o'clock, he sat on the kitchen floor with his back to the machine and read the newspaper out loud. Football scores, weather, the letters page. All of it in the same flat, unhurried voice. He never turned around, not once. On the 19th night, he felt something press lightly against his lower back. He kept reading. His voice shook, but he kept reading. If a story like this is already sitting somewhere in your chest, you know exactly why we keep telling them. By November, Bramble slept at the foot of the bed. By Christmas, he sat on the arm of the chair, close enough to touch. Gordon still waited to be invited.
But there was a problem, and Gordon knew it before the vet said it out loud. Bramble stood at the back door every single morning, not scratching, not crying, just standing there, staring at the glass, at the hills he had come from. He's a barn cat, the vet said. You can't take the outside out of him. You can only decide how he gets it. I see you still haven't subscribed. Honestly, that breaks my heart a little. If these stories mean something to you, just hit the button. It takes 1 second. So Gordon bought a harness. The first attempt was a disaster. Bramble went flat on the carpet and refused to move for 2 hours. The second attempt lasted 6 minutes. The 10th lasted an afternoon. By March, a retired postman and a 22-pound Maine Coon were walking the lane together at 6:30 every morning. And then Gordon's knees reminded him why he had retired. He could manage the lane, he could not manage the hills, and Bramble, who had spent his first winter surviving up there, wanted the hills. So Gordon bought a hiking backpack with a mesh window. He set it open on the living room floor and left it there for 3 weeks. One morning he came downstairs and Bramble was already inside it, front paws over the edge, waiting. That was 4 years ago. They have walked over 900 miles since then. Gordon keeps a notebook. Bramble rides on his shoulders through the gates and the steep parts, then walks the flat stretches on the lead like he owns the county. People stop them constantly. Some laugh, most take photographs. Gordon never explains. He just says the cat likes the view. Then came the 14th of last October. They were 3 miles out, on the ridge path above Hathersage. Gordon felt his left arm go strange and the sky tilt sideways. He went down hard in the wet grass. His phone was in the bottom pocket of the pack. His hands would not close properly. The path was empty. It was 7:20 in the morning, and Bramble started screaming. Maine Coons be not meow like other cats. They chirp, they trill, they make a sound halfway between a bird and a question. But a frightened one makes a noise you never forget. Loud, harsh, almost human. He stood over Gordon's chest and he screamed at the empty hillside for 11 minutes. 2 walkers coming up from the car park heard it and thought a child was hurt. They ran. What they found was a man face down in the grass, gray and barely conscious. An enormous tabby cat stood on his chest, howling at a sky that was not answering. The air ambulance landed in the field at 7:58. Gordon had a heart attack that morning. The cardiologist told him the timeline mattered. 11 minutes of silence would have been a different conversation. Bramble sat in the front window for 9 days while a neighbor fed him. He did not eat properly. He did not sleep on the bed. He waited exactly where he could see the gate. When the car pulled up, the neighbor said he was at the door before the engine stopped. People ask Gordon what he paid for a Maine Coon like that. They assume there was a breeder, a waiting list, a price. He gives the same answer every time. He was free. Nobody wanted him. He was the cheapest thing I ever brought home, and he's the only reason I'm still here. Some animals need training, some need medication, some need a specialist and a great deal of money, and some just need somebody to sit on the floor and read the football scores out loud until they decide on their own terms that the world might be safe. Trust is never demanded. It is earned one quiet evening at a time. If you are thinking about adopting, please remember the ones at the end of the corridor, the ones with 3 words on the card, the ones nobody photographs anymore. Sometimes the animal nobody could touch is the one who will not let go. So tell me honestly, do you think Bramble was protecting Gordon that morning, or was he just afraid of being left alone again? Love or instinct? Tell me in the comments below.